This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, once you open here, you go to the first link.
Okay.
Yeah, so yours is desktop, right? Click on left side, first option, download, left side, Power BI desktop, Microsoft Power BI desktop. Left side, you have human symbol, and behind that there is a dashboard kind of symbol. No? Left on your screen, you have five options, right? In
Yeah.
the five, first one,
Power BI.
yeah,
Okay.
download.
Do I need
You
to
can
allow
open
this?
Microsoft. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can open Microsoft Store also. So this, because nowadays Microsoft wants to install everything to Microsoft Store, this is like a Play Store where you can download a lot of apps. Similar way. Now you can click on get get button. Yeah. Okay. Let that download. In the meanwhile, I'll cover some PPT and then we'll come back to installation. I'll share my screen in the meanwhile. You tell me once that is downloaded, Sirish.
Okay.
Okay, one moment, please. We will run through this PPT as soon as possible, like 5-10 minutes, and then I'll go open Power BI and try to connect to any data source, like a CSV or an Excel, because we have very basic users as well with us. Okay, now, okay, Microsoft Power BI is a collection of apps, software services, and connectors that come together to turn unrelated data into visually impressive and interactive insights. What does this mean is, like within Power BI, you can not only use the default options which are present like a bar chart or a graph chart or something like that. You can still use R, Python, like programming languages as well, which I was showing you in the basic demo yesterday, where you can use Python and then you can transform data and you can make some visualizations using matplotlib or cborn of Python. And when they mean connector, it is like we have Azure connectors also. And what is an Azure connector is, Azure is a cloud service provided by Microsoft. It is nothing but some system sitting somewhere, wherein Microsoft is handling that system, but you don't get to see that system. That is some system sitting in some place, but you will be provided some space of it, and you can connect to that Azure. Okay, that is cloud service. So when you want to publish your data into Azure, you can do that as well. And once you do that, we can get connection of that Azure into our Power BI and view the visualization and make some insights out of it as well. So it's not that you just need to publish your data either through Excel or CSV. You will have a multiple options. Let me show you. Okay, you can click on data source, get data. Okay, you can, once you open immediately, there will be a pop-up asking you to get data, or you can disconnect here, close it off, and you have multiple shortcuts. Like on your first screen, when you open Power BI, you will have something like import data from Excel, import data from SQL Server, paste data into a blank table, try a sample data set, or get data from another source. You can do like this, or you can go ahead and on the top below the home button, you're able to see my screen, right, of Power BI. Anyone can confirm?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you click on this get button. You will have Excel, Power BI datasets, data flows, data wars, and so many other things. Now, when you click on more, you see you have so many options to connect. Okay. Like what all is there across the globe, like a source system, you can use those all source systems to connect the data. And okay, you're if you're getting overwhelmed with so many options, you can go one after the other, like file. What all file types are there? What all it will be able to connect? Database. How many databases it will be able to connect? Okay, we will see one Postgres, and then Microsoft Fabric. This is where I was saying Microsoft Power BI datasets. Like if you use some transformation tools and you like suppose Alteryx is used. What is a transformation tool? Because few basic learners are there. Transformation tool is nothing but you have suppose multiple. 1 second, let me use a paint. Okay. Now, what is a transformation tool? What does it do? Just on top, I will cover. Okay, you have one data set. You have one more. Suppose another one as well. Three data sets you have. All three you need to combine. Okay, and there will be some common columns. Suppose we are assuming this data sets is of a school. Okay, in the first one you will have student name and number. Okay, second one you will have student parent details. Okay, third one you will have student mark details. Okay, student name and number, parent details, name, let's write it as in, and then parent details, marks details. Okay, just shortcut I've written. All these three you will join basing on a common column, student number. Like an register number you will have, no, student register number will be present in all the three tables, which is the common column. You will join all these three and you will combine the data set into a single data set. Okay, this is what a transformation tool does. And there will be a lot of formulas. I explained you with a simple example of student details, but you will have sales data in a particular table, you will have revenue data in a particular table, or you will have any other custom columns which are required for our accounts. So all these things, and you will write a lot of formulas to transform into a single data set. And this single data set, you can write it into multiple options as Power BI also takes. You can write it into a CSV, or you can write it into a Excel. You can write it into a database. Database also you can either write it into Oracle, Postgres, SQL, Red Hat, any of it you can write, or you can write it to one good connector, which is Power BI datasets. So these Power BI datasets are very specifically from a transformation tool. If you want to connect the dataset into a Microsoft tool, you can use this Power BI datasets. Okay, so that is one option available. You need not worry about what is a transformation tool, but for a logic concept, I've explained you like what would be the final output and how you can use. And then Power Platform, you can use all this. These are kind of legacy now. Azure, as I told you, Azure is a cloud service provided by Amazon. Sorry, Microsoft itself. Even Power BI is also Microsoft software. So all these things you can connect to, and then any other online service like a SharePoint in your office or Microsoft Exchange, Salesforce, Google Analytics, all. This is overwhelming of connections. So these are all the options available. Even when once you start working in an org or you're already working, you are connecting or pulling data from your any of this source. Other than this, there is no other way to connect. These many options are already available and you can use this and connect. So it all depends on which is the platform that your company is using the data source from. And from that, you need to pull in your data. Okay. Let's just go back to any questions until now. I will show you how to connect, but other than that, if there is a question.
Abhishek, I have a
Hmm?
question.
Hmm.
So when you after the transformation, always goes to the Power BI report, or does can we take that one to the can we store persist in somewhere else?
Sir, what's your name, sir?
No, no, Shanta Kumar. So my
Okay,
question
right,
is,
right. I
yeah,
no, yeah, I got your question right. So, end of the day,
yeah,
generally,
that part.
how
Hmm.
companies work. Yeah, this final part, I got your question. This final part, how companies work is the ev huge company. Suppose your data set is huge. You are some billion-dollar company or $10 billion company. End of the day, your databases are too huge, like 20 million, 30 million sets of records. After you write the transformation, you have to store that data, correct? So generally, they write it into a table. Okay. When
Okay.
you mean a table, it can be Snowflake, Oracle, or Postgres, pgadmin, any of it. So what kind of from whom you are buying your database, it depends on you. Like you are subscribing with Oracle, then you will buy Oracle tables and store it over there. I mean the database. So generally that is the case. Or if you are a business analyst or something, you are just pulling data from tables and you are just doing visualization or some kind of analysis for your boss, like some director or VP. They will ask you to do some transformation using some tables, and then they want to draw some insights from the data that is available, like sales or some data. So once you get the data, if you need not go and write into a table, you are not an expert and you don't have access to a table, assume. You are a business analyst or something.
Right.
So your motive is not a database end of the day. Correct? Because you are a business analyst, getting data or insights is your motive. So what you can do, CSV can handle any amounts of data. Okay? So what
Okay.
you can write the data into a CSV, and general thing we should do, never write it into our local desktop. Okay. What will happen when you write it into a local desktop? If you are working in an organization, you suppose you and me are working in an org. Okay. You all of a sudden fall sick tomorrow, you won't be able to come online. So our boss, they will ask, okay, Shantakumar did something yesterday, can you pull that up and you also do the same transformation? Can you continue with the work? So the limitation is you should not store it in your local desktop. So when we are working in an org, sir, we will have a shared drive always. Like most probably it is from OneDrive only and Microsoft itself. They will give a SharePoint. Okay. And what you will do, Shantakumar will work today and he will write the data if he is a business analyst. If he's at handling too much amount of data, he has access to DB, he will write it to DB. Okay. If he is a business analyst, his point of concern is not a database, he is not well versed with database. What he can do, he can write it to a simple solution, which is CSV. and he can write this into a shared drive directly. And then he will keep this file over here. Even this original data transformation tool also, which he has to use this workflow, he will keep in shared drive only. Nothing we will keep in our local machines. Once you keep this in shared drive, tomorrow if you don't come also, I know where this project is lying. I can go continue from there, look at what you have done, take this CSV file and connect into my Power BI and do the visualizations. If you have already done the visualizations, I'll just take the same Power BI of yours and then continue to do the task which is allocated to us. Did I answer your question?
Y- Yes. So basically, so if you use the Power BI, we can get the data from different sources, we can
Any sir,
transform, and then
any.
you, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and then
sorry.
the output, it's also possible to
Output.
output, send output to a
Correct,
database or
correct. Good
CSV.
question. No, 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 no. See, why? See, once you write this data transformation into some file, you are getting your data into Power BI, correct? Yesterday, that Virat Kohli's example. Let
Right,
me open this now. One second.
right.
One second. Let me open the Power BI, then you will understand better. Suppose we both are working for ESPN or something. Assume. Mm, Just a moment. Okay. Or we are recruited by BCCI itself. Assume we both are working for that. We pulled the data. Not too huge data set, only some rows of data wherein last 2023 World Cup CSV is sufficient as source input. So we had three inputs and let this open, I will tell you. Okay. No, we had only three data sets. Okay. Points table, World Cup matches, and World Cup deliveries. All these three are CSV files. Okay. I imported this, which I'll show you how to import a CSV in some time only. So you got the data, you did transformations, and we both did this beautiful looking or some statistically driven reports, like who has scored most runs, who has scored more, who has taken more wickets, and what, how many runs, and all those things. What is the net run rate of all this? So now BCCI wanted this data. They wanted to understand which bowler is good at what. Generally, if suppose Rahul Dravid only coach, he wants to understand which bowler is taking wickets in which type most. Okay, so now here you are having three bowlers data. Suppose he wanted to understand Madhushanka. Okay, so Madhushanka, if you see, generally he's taking wickets in the type of caught. That means we can understand that also. We can tag like a wicket keeper and all. We can do multiple things over there. So now this guy, he will tell Virat Kohli, okay, this guy will bowl out, outgoing ball, like outswinger, and you have to be careful when you play against him. He will not bring the ball inside. If you have to get bowled, he will bring the ball inside. So you have to be cautious on such sort. Now, coming to the point, we have to give this report to Rahul Dravid, assume. How will you give? That is your question. So what you have a publish option here. Okay. Once you publish this report, right now, because I am not signed in, it will ask you to sign in. Suppose we are working with BCCI, you will have an official email ID, you will register. Yesterday I was speaking about pro license, premium license, and SKU level license, all those things. Suppose BCCI gave you pro license, you will have an employee ID, you will log in over here and it will take you to Microsoft server. Okay. Once you publish over there, you will have an option to share. Okay. You will have a button called as share. You click on that option. What will happen? You can give that link. Okay, to Rahul Dravid, to his email ID. He can go and look at this dashboard and he can click on these buttons. He can look at the data, like who has played what type and how many wickets are taken, like, and how many, like Madhushanka has bowled. all those things. He can have a detailed look. If he is asking further more details on drill down, if he will tell you, no, I want more than 3 bowlers detail, you can go and modify the report and accordingly share with it. So all the key lies now once you prepare a Power BI report in publishing the data. Okay, once you publish the data, they will be able to see your dashboard. Understood? They don't want the underlying data. What they will do with raw data? Because at a level of Rahul Dravid, he won't understand anything. He wants to see only statistics, correct? So this is how you can share.
Okay, thank you.
Did I answer your question? Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you.
awesome. Right. Let's go back to this. So now how to pull CSV, I will show you. 1 second. File. You can click on file to be very convenient. You know it is a file. CSV connect. So this is directly already connected to my desktop because we are just for teaching purpose. This is on my local desktop. Suppose I know this is the file for that Virat Kohli's dashboard. You click on this, open. Sirish, is the download going on or is it very slow?
No, it's done.
It's done. Okay.
Yeah.
Then, okay, let me cover this and then we will install at the end. Okay. Now, once you click on that file and open, it will open in this format. It will give you a sample view right now what is there within that file. Okay. And these are default selections. You can ignore this 1252 comma separator. CSV itself means comma separated values. So all the data, if you guys already know, it's fine. But for the larger audience, 1 second, how does that file look? I will show you. Tell you. 1 second.
Like, is there any data constraint, like which file can be export and
No, that's what I was
like any
showing
of
you.
the
What?
file can
1 second. I'll
like
go over
is
there. I'll go back there. 1 second. Just give me a moment. PBI tutorial. I'll just select this and we can go back there. Okay, this one. Okay. How does a CSV look? It looks like this. Okay. Column header separated by comma. Values separated by comma. And the same CSV file, if you open using Microsoft Excel, you can just double click on it. You see, this is how the data looks. But generally, this is a visual representation, but actually, how the data looks is in the form of CSV like this. Yes, coming back to your question. Yes, Sirish, you asked me something.
like is there any data constraint, like which type of data it will accept, like any of the data can accept, or is there any
As I
constraint?
was telling you, you can go here, click on more. Then once you go to this file, all these formats, file formats you can import. Excel, CSV, XML, JSON,
No.
PDF.
I understand that it can export with different versions,
Import.
but
Yeah, yeah.
what I'm trying to say, like data constraint, like uh, is there any constraint in data, like it
Data
will accept
means
this data
when you
and it
mean
will not accept,
no, data
like the
is data.
data which
End
is
of the
inside
day.
the Excel file.
No. Data is data. End of the day, you take a number. That's what. See, now once we import this, let's
Like
do that.
uh,
I'll
like we
tell you.
usually like we usually
You
prepare
can
the
give me an
UTC
example.
cases.
hmm
Like we
Test
usually
cases.
prepare the UTC
Okay.
cases
What is your test case file written in Excel sheet?
in Excel or a CSV, be it in Excel or
Ah,
be it in CSV file. So
right. So end of the day, this
that
is
also can
this
be
is
export.
CSV. Correct. End of the day, this is CSV, no? So I will tell you now. Okay, or we will prepare one sheet. I will open one Excel. You tell me what columns would be there. We will try to import that only. just for sample only, no? You will understand better. So now test case number, something like that will be there. Next column, condition, test condition. Okay, and then you will have something called test pass or fail. Assume this is your test case. It's been long since I've maintained such files, but you can tell me if there is some column that you want. And then what test comment, something like this, and then tested by. Okay, suppose these are your columns. Are you convenient with these columns? And then one, you can be vocal on this.
Yeah.
Suppose condition is some XYZ. Okay, A B C B C D E F G. See, I'm intentionally writing in different cases. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Suppose this is pass, fail, pass, pass, fail. Okay, test comment. This worked well without issues in within a particular time set. Time. Okay, this is pass condition. It took very long to perform the operation, and it hung while finishing the task, something like this. Okay, again, I will use purge the same comment and done, and then fail. I'm just making up something. It did not perform the task. Okay, suppose now tested by, we will write our names only. Suppose this is Shirish, Shanta Kumar, Abhishek, Kavita, again Shirish, assume. Okay, now this is your file, done. Click on save. I'll go to PBI tutorial, save. Okay, now you go to this folder. I saved this as an Excel now. You see this book one. Okay, this book one is holding this data, right? You can go to Power BI, cancel, get data, more data, Excel workbook, book one. Okay, which we just wrote. You will see the preview now once it connects. Okay, I had only one sheet over there. If you had multiple sheets, it will show you the sheets here. You can select on this. It will give you a preview. See, the same that I wrote over there while I was talking to you. You can take two options, load or transform. For the moment, we'll take load, and I will show you what is transform also, taking a proper data set. Yeah. Now it says the data is loaded. Nothing is on the visualization yet because we don't know anything. And on the left side, if you see on the right side, you have something called sheet one. If you open this, you will have the column names, case number, comment, condition, pass or fail, or tested by. Okay. Now, good. What you can do, we will do some basic visualization. Now, Siricious manager wanted to understand how many cases were done, what are all the results, how many cases were tested by each individual, right? That's what Sirish's boss is also curious. So Sirish's boss dropped him a mail. Sirish, can you pull me off some data, like what has been done, what is the progress and all those things. So what you can do now, test condition. You can click here on these buttons, test comment, test pass or fail, tested by, test case number. I selected randomly, so now you will see all this data. If you see, this is in a, I will try to expand this. Are you able to see the font, or should I zoom it in a little bit? You can drag it anywhere. Suppose I keep it in the center, and now test case number. I'll tell you. Now the problem is there within that. Okay, condition, comment, pass or fail. Okay. Now if you see this test case number, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because it is a number. Okay. Power BI has automatically read this as a number and it is storing it as a number here. But what if you did not want sum of test case number, because that is not your motive, right? You want to sum the test case number, correct? So how you can transform this data? You have an option here to transform data.
So this Power BI will pick the random number, index number.
It will automatically, yeah, yeah. No, no, no. It is the same number. See, whatever you have given here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it is taking the same numbers here. If you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, but not in sorted form. But not in
No,
sorted
that
form.
depends on that. You can sort it out. It's very simple. See, when you go to transform data, I will show you. I clicked on transform data. No, it will open a particular window. You see, it is in sorted form only. But when you are visualizing, you just need to sort basing on what you want. Okay, you can go ahead here, click on sort data on this column. If you want to sort it by tested by, you click on tested by, because my name is starting with A has come up first. Okay, you want to sort it by pass or fail, you can sort like this. If you want to sort it by test case number, you can go ahead, sort it by whatever the order, ascending or descending. Or you have the option here also in these three dots, you have sort by. Suppose you want to pass sorted by pass or fail, go select that. Or you can do like this as I told you. Okay. Now, if you go back to transform data, if you see, I just imported data source. Okay. From this location, then it automatically did some steps for me. I selected sheet 1, and then if you see, when I selected sheet 1, this row of headers, okay, it is sitting in row 1 in Power BI, but actually this is a header row, no? So what Power BI has done, it has selected this as the first row. You see, it has moved this as the first row as header. Okay. Now, after it did this, what it did, no, on its own, if you see something, it is writing on its own on the top. That is the beautiful part about Power BI. So when you are doing some transformations here, it will write logic, whatever is required for Power BI on the top itself. So change the data type. If you go here, what it has done, it has read through the data and automatically it understood test condition is a text type, pass or fail is a text type, comment is a text type, tested by is a text type, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Generally, if you don't want this to be a number until unless it is just a number, right? Integer. So what Power BI has done, it has automatically transformed this to be an integer. Okay. So that's why, okay, if you want to modify this, I don't want this to be a number. You can go here, change type. You can click on text. Okay. Then it will ask you the selected column as an existing type conversion. Would you like to replace the existing conversion? Then what you can do, replace current. So now if you see, it has become ABC on the top. And if you see change type, now the test case number is modified to text. Previously it was into 64. Okay. Now if you carefully observe here, can you see ABC in front of the test case number? And even here ABC, ABC, ABC. Do you guys see it? Yes or no?
Yes.
Right. What if I want to convert this back to a number? I go here, I change this to a whole number, assume. Replace current. Now you see, this has changed back to
Yeah.
N64, and then you see this is 1, 2, 3 now. So these are
See,
slight kind of things. Yeah, go ahead.
column headers are in ABC form, but they are accepting the integer value. Like 1,
Mm,
2, 3 are the integer
mm,
values.
mm, mm, mm.
So,
I will tell you
like
now
I'm
what
not
is. Hmm. Go ahead. You finish your question.
I'm not, I'm not able to figure out like matlab what you are achieving through this.
Okay, I will tell you now. Okay, let's keep this as a number. Let's go back here. Okay, now what is it showing? It is showing sum of the test case number. Is it needed? You want to see the sum of 1, 2, 3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5? Does it make any sense for you logically? No, because these are just test case numbers. I don't want sum of these numbers. Correct? Do you agree with me? Yes or no?
Right.
Correct. How can you avoid that?
Yeah,
What you
right.
can do? What you can do? You can go transform data. There are many ways to do. I'll come on everything. But what you can do? I'll go here. This is not a number. As per se, it is looking like a number, but I don't want the sum of the test case number. So change the type. You can go it back, change it to text. Okay. Now click on close and apply. It will apply the changes. Now fix this. Get back your column of test case number. Arrange it back to first row, first column. Sort it off. Your problem is solved. Agreed? Yes or no? So it all depends on, even though it is looking like a number, do you want to consider that as a number, or you want to consider that as a representation on the dashboard wherein it will look like a number, but actually it is not a number. Otherwise, Power BI will sum it up. Okay. Now,
So
previously, if you
you mean it's alphabets.
it visually it will look like an alphabet. It will work like an alphabet. It will work like a word only, but it is not a number anymore. Okay, I will show you one more thing also. Now, if you see test case number here, you don't have anything prefix, right? It is empty. Before the test case number, it is empty. Let's take a screenshot. One moment. Okay, I will take a screenshot when it is written as a text format. Okay, now it is in text format. There is no symbol in front of it. Let's go back. Transform data. You go here, click on this, change type, make it a whole number, replace current, close and apply. Come back. It will ask you to save. Yeah, go ahead and save. Now you see, the moment you modified this to a number, Power BI is trying to add it up, sum it up. This is the old one where we use this as a text. This is the new one where we are using it as a number. Understood? Yes or no? I think it was Sirish asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So now, okay, good part. Now you see, even though I modified this to be a number, now there is no addition on this. Why? Because, okay, even though it is coming as a number, you can use one more option now. In default, when you select this, what will Power BI do? Okay, when you select this column, there is a downward arrow. You click on this downward arrow, you click on sum. This was the default option Power BI was taking. But what you can do, you can go here, instead of transforming data, how we have done just before, you can say don't summarize. It will not summarize. Good, leave it as a number only. Your problem is solved this way also. Now, your boss is not interested on, okay, this is also good. Okay, now we will ask you how many pass and test fail cases. You just take some graphical representation. Okay, then pass conditions, fail condition, test case numbers. Okay, I don't want this horizontal chart. Let's go with a vertical chart. You don't like this color, you go modify this color. Just a moment. General properties FX. Let me choose color directly here. Wherever is blue, you can go modify that too. Okay. The columns, I don't want blue color. Might be I want a slighter orange or slighter pink. Let's take gold color. Okay. Now you can show him like this. He wants to see his team is working or not. What you can do? Go here, replicate this. Just I went here, copy, paste. That's the good part about Power BI. Now I don't want pass or fail. I will go remove this. In x-axis, I will put tested by. So Sirish wants us to be caught in front of the manager. He wants to show to his manager he has worked more. So now, if you see, Sirish has worked on only two cases here. Okay, 5 and 1. Okay, but actually, if you see what Power BI is telling, Sirish is done on 6 cases, which is wrong, right? Sirish has done only 2 cases, and rest all of us have done one case each. Why this Power BI is doing this like this? So what you need to do here on the y-axis, if you see, it is saying default as sum of test case number. So now what you can do, go here, count distinct. Now you see it is showing correct value. Sirish has done 2 cases, Abhishek and the others have done 1 case each. So this is good. And your boss is bothered only about why a condition failed. Okay. Now you can take one more.
Can we
Go
show
ahead.
this pass and fail with different colors, like one
Yeah,
color
that all
for
we can do.
pass and one
Over
color
the
for
course, definitely.
fail?
Yeah. We can do that. All we can do. Not a big thing. See, visualization is the most coolest thing about Power BI. Now your boss wants to see only in this second visualization. What was the condition? What was the comment? Okay, he's just curious about what has
So,
happened with
so
each
at the
stage.
end we
Why
are
are it?
so at the end we are
Go ahead.
achieving the visualization. How to do that? By
Correct,
doing such
correct,
things, by exporting CSVs
correct.
and all those.
Your boss has asked you because you brought me up. Can I import a test case? That's what you asked me, right? So today, when you're working in a testing team, end of the day, we will have a call with manager or once weekly ones or basing on how agile you are. You will have a call with them, right? What we will do, we will open Excel sheet. Everyone will be looking at that Excel sheet. If you are not using some tool like from HP or some Jira or something like that, and then what you will do, you will looking at that and they will go through each and every row, filter on fail condition. Then they will start to speak why this has failed, what was the reason, what is the time. Then they will ask the developer how much time will it take for you to fix it, and then they will ask the tester, okay, how much time do you need to test it. We could have taken one more column like how many hours it took to test and all those things, right? But you are well versed with Power BI also. You can make a case here. Now I will use a slicer. We will discuss all this. What is a slicer? What is a bar chart today? But because it is a basic representation of how to use Power BI, you can go here. You can take the pass or fail button here. Okay. You can just format this like instead of vertical list tile. You can go here. Okay, that is fine. 1 second. 1 second. Just give me a moment. Again, I will take color. That's the best option. Background, suppose you take the same gold here. I'm making some random colors. Okay, it's not a point. No, I want to take. Sorry. So let's take some lighter colors. These are looking very odd. Okay, right. Suppose you took colors like this. You can take any color. I'm just making up things. Okay. Now your boss, we have opened this. You have shared with this your manager. So what he can do? He can go. Okay, this is very interesting. How many has failed? He will click on fail. Automatically, the entire report will show only the fail because every data, all the data set is linked. It is coming from a single data source. You click on pass, he will see. If he doesn't want any filter, he can see the entire data set. Good, cool. Within, like, you told me an example, within how many? Like 10 minutes, we could pull off something, and by the end of this course, you can do miracles with your test case file. You can write many formulas if you want to. All these things. You can need not use a third-party software tool also. You can just create a Power BI dashboard for your manager because test case file anyways is in Excel only, most probably. And then you can do
With I
miracles
can
with
play around with any of the I can play around with any of the data and any of the files. Doesn't make any
yes,
like it doesn't
yes,
create
it
any
doesn't
problem.
matter.
Right?
It doesn't
Whether
matter.
it
Until
whether it's
see,
a
until
whether it
unless your organization is stopping you, don't use Power BI. Until unless they will tell
uh,
you that. They will not tell because this is a Microsoft product, no? That too you are having it free until unless you want to publish. Publish ka pro license, how much? 700 rupees per month. Or if your organization wants to buy in bulk, they can buy in bulk also.
okay,
Understood? Yes, no?
whether I'm importing any user stories, any of the data it can accept, right?
Sir, it doesn't matter what is there within my Excel file, sir. Excel or CSV. If you are using file system, what is written, I write any
Uh-huh.
user story or number. I showed you, know, we can transform data. We will play around with this. We you have a decimal number. That's what we will do when we play with that. Uh, what do you say, region sale file where we have multiple regions, as I was showing you yesterday. Europe region, what is the sale? South region, what is the sale? Who is the least performing candidate in that? Who is the manager of his, and who is the manager's manager of his? All those things we will see, because see, end of the day we are all data driven people, and there is a responsibility for each and every individual working in the organization. Who is performing poor, who is performing better, how it is determined? It is through, previously they used to do manually, or it is on the manager's liking towards a person. Nowadays it is all data driven. They will see the statistics. Now Abhishek will tell, sir, I have done excellent job. Look, then what? Looking at, he will say okay. He will go look at this dashboard. He will say, you have tested only one case. Might be Abhishek is telling truth, might be his test case condition is like difficult. Then he will ask, okay Sirish, can you include one more column? Go ahead and say, one second, time taken. Okay. Now Sirish has tested one case for 10 minutes, Shantakumar has tested for 7 minutes, and then Abhishek tested for 15 minutes. Assume, because he is claiming that he has done toughest job. Then Sirish has done the other test case in 3 minutes. Assume. Okay. Now I will save this file. I have modified the original source file. I will go to my Power BI. I will refresh. There is a refresh button here. Okay. Now what I will do, if you see the file, this column was not there previously in Power BI. After I refreshed, automatically that column is also reflecting here. Okay. Now instead of number of test cases, what I will do, I will take time taken in y-axis. Okay. Now right now it is showing count. That is not the right thing. What I can do, okay, time taken is coming as a text file, text number. Modify this here. Click on this. You are not getting the option to modify here. Then what you can do, go here, transform data. Okay. Second, 1 second. Let's do one thing here. Refresh preview. Navigation data. Now it is reflecting time taken. Change the type. It is showing. This is showing as ABC123. Okay. Check here. Change the type of it to whole number. It is showing as 123. Click close and apply. It will apply the save changes. Now it will have a summarize symbol in front of it. That means now this is considered as a number. We will say sum. Now you see, Abhishek is claiming that yes sir, I have worked the most. Yes, he has worked the most. Even though he has done only one test case, he has worked on it for 15 minutes. If he was very genuine, all of us are very genuine. We have written correct numbers. See, Abhishek has done two test cases, but he one test case only, but he has taken 15 minutes. Sirish's test case might be one was very quick enough for him. So he has done two cases. He has also done a decent job, and he has taken 13 minutes. Then he will ask Kavita, "Arey, Kavita, you have done only one test case. You have done it for only 6 minutes. Why is it so?" Might be he will ask like, did you find difficulty? Then she might say, "Sir, I was not having software. It took me some time to get it installed." Might be some reason she had. Okay, this is how all you can pull the data. Then your manager can draw more insights for him, and then he can take a call who is performing better on this test case and all. Good. Did I explain myself? Did you find difficult? Within like 15 minutes now, your test case document visualization is also done. Yes, Sirish.
Yeah,
Any
yeah.
questions? Anyone? No one is asking any question. I am seriously wondering. Like either you guys are understanding everything or you are not understanding completely. We have around 8 people joined.
Yeah, yeah, I'm understanding.
Awesome then. Anyone has any questions? No problem. I'll just look at the video and then Shirish, we will take 5 minutes. Share your screen. We will try to install it. Wouldn't take much time because I want people to practice looking at the screen.
Sorry, I need to leave. Sorry, I need
Okay.
to leave for
Then
office.
in that case, we will
Sorry.
we will install that tomorrow. Not a big thing. All
Yeah,
of you
shortly.
just try to download from Power BI website directly. Once you, as I showed you, if you watch the recording in the initial stage, you click on that download button, it will install some 300 MB file. Once that opens, you just go continuously click on next, 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 next. That's it, done. That will be done. And you just replicate what has been done today, what I have taught. You open an Excel, create, just to type in these columns, and then just go to the Power BI which you have installed, just to replicate what I have done. You will face challenges. Come back and ask me tomorrow. We will see why you are facing challenges, how you, what was the challenge that you have faced, and how we can overcome that. Just to replicate what I have done today. It is very simple. So you will get the enthusiasm to start working with Power BI. This is a very good case that Sirish has brought up. Okay, we will meet again tomorrow. Thank you all. Is
Thank you.
that fine? Any questions? Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a nice day.